What's up, everybody? Welcome to the broadcast. Listen, first of all, most happy MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's a big holiday here in the United States of America. For wherever you are watching us from, we are celebrating an icon, a true legend in our society and in the world, actually. So, so glad that you can join us. I'm excited about today. I'm excited about really just some things that I see coming in the future, so things that we know are coming in our path. It's crazy because we know the storms are coming. We know that life is going to present us situations that are challenging. So why not be proactive and why not get prepared before it even comes? And that's what today's broadcast is all about. It's about preparing us for what's to come so that not only are we aware of it, not only are we prepared, but we are able to navigate and to dominate in the way that God presented it, in the way that God said that we would. So let me know where you are watching from, what city and state you are watching from today. I am in the sunny state of Florida. And I promise you, the last couple of days, it didn't feel like Florida. It felt like Georgia, or maybe even, okay, I can't even say up in the states of New York, because I think that would be just disrespectful, because you guys are in the single digits. But we had some super cold weather here in Florida. But I'm just grateful just for the change. I'm grateful that things kind of switch up here and we get an opportunity to experience different climates. Listen, today I want to talk about how to rise above the storms in 2023. I've had a friend that came over to the house a couple days ago, and she was just describing a storm that she was experiencing in her life. And so from that conversation sparked this live stream. And I just believe that as you listen, as you tune in, you'll be able to glean some things that you can use for your now, if you're experiencing a storm in your now, or for the future. Because I guarantee as you continue to live and as you continue to do what God has called you to do, I guarantee it, you're going to face the storms. But you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to be unprepared. I'm going to drop some knowledge that's going to not only be insightful, but I definitely know it's going to encourage you. So let me know what city and state you are watching from so that we can get right into today's broadcast. All right. So how to rise above the storms? How do we, as God's elect, as God's chosen individuals, how do we rise above the storms? Because we know they're coming. And we know that, listen, life is not a box of chocolates, like Forrest Gump said, but we have to face the storms. And so there's a couple things that I want you to understand today about storms. And the first thing I want you to understand is this: storms have different forms, but they are a necessary part of life. So your storm may be in the form of an emotional challenge or a situational challenge, or it may be a health challenge. Storms have different forms. I want you to put that in the comments. Storms have different forms, but they are a necessary part of life. And as we continue in this broadcast, I'm going to show you how God uses the storms to elevate you, to bring you into a place, another dimension of faith, to bring you into a place where you've been praying for. And the crazy thing about it is, you didn't pray for a storm, but God sent the storm to get you get you to the place of your answered prayer. So I'm telling you, this is going to be good. I promise you it's going to be good. All right, so let's get into it today. So storms have different forms, but are a necessary part of life. This is what I want you to understand today. The purpose of the storm. God allows storms to come into our life to what? Change your direction. Sometimes to transform you, transform your life, transform your perspective, the way that you think about a situation, transform your emotional state from a place of instability to a place of stability, a place of weakness to a place of strength. Sometimes storms come to reveal and uncover the people around you. Listen to me. Sometimes God allows storms to come into your life so God can show you and reveal the character of the people that you thought were loyal, the people that you thought were friends, the people that you thought were trustworthy. God's saying, hold up, wait a minute. Let me show you what's really going down, right? And sometimes storms come to clear a new path. And so I want you to look at the storms in your life from the perspective of these dimensions. And I'm sure there's others, but these are the key ideas and the key thoughts that I want you to understand today. The storm has an assignment, and the assignment is actually for your good. The assignment is actually to prosper you, but you've got to see it from God's perspective and not just your own. Listen, quick question. I see a few of you guys on your list. Can you guys hear me clearly? If you can, put a 1 in the comments so that I know that you can hear me clearly. If the music is too loud, put a 2 in the comments so that I can turn it down. I like to have that music in the background so that way it gives a rhythm, and there is a rhythm to what we're saying and what we're doing, and it helps maintain the conversation. All right. So let's get into the next phase of this topic today. The storm is designed to build you and not break you. Thank you, Kathy Ann. What's up, my friends? Millennium Menopause is in the house. So glad that you guys can join me today. Kathy Ann is my sister all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. So I always got to shout her out, my family in Trinidad. So listen, the storm is designed to build you and not break you. And so in your passage through this journey, understand this. This is not to destroy you, but to make you better and to make you stronger. And once you settle that in your heart, it's easier to kind of maneuver and to navigate a little bit through what you're experiencing. All right. The first thing I want you to understand is this. When you are in a storm, you have to get out of your feelings, because your feelings can distort what God is actually saying and doing. Let me share this with you. And I think this is super important to just really highlight. The storm comes into your life, whether the storm is a health challenge, whether the storm is a situation at your job, whether the storm is unemployment, whatever your storm is, whatever is that idea that comes into your life, understand this. God has designed it to change and transform you. So maybe you're an emotional person and you deal with things through your emotions, right? Maybe this storm, God has designed it so that you will stop being emotional and start being more spiritual. Stop being so caught up in your feelings and deciphering things through your feelings, and begin to see things for what they are and see people for who they are. Do you understand what I'm saying? Big shout out to my friend Patrick Noel in the house. I'll tell you a little bit about that story later. It's a great story I'll share later. But let's get into what we have to discuss today. The first step of you navigating and rising above the storm is you got to get out of your feelings. Put that in the comments. Get out of your feelings, because your emotions it's a great indicator, but it's a horrible dictator. And when you allow emotions to dictate your actions, you run into a shipwreck. And you are not supposed to be shipwrecked in the storm. And so understand today, emotions are a great indicator, but they are horrible dictator. Emotions are great servants, but they are horrible leaders. And it's so important for you and I, for us to stay focused and for us to understand that the first step in us rising above every storm, the first step in us rising above every situation is this. Got to get out of your feelings. Okay, come on, put that in the comments. I want to see y'all follow and flow with me. Thank you, Millennium Menopause in the house, letting us know she's in the building. Get out of your feelings. Yes, I'm talking to my sisters. I'm talking to my brothers, those who get caught up in their feelings. It's going to distort the real purpose and assignment of the storm. Then, as you move and transition out of your feelings and you start looking and seeing things for what they are and start seeing the assignment, the second thing you must do is you got to anchor your soul in truth. Now, let me break this down for you. Okay, let me just talk to you for a little bit. What is your soul? When you hear the term soul, what are you thinking? What does that mean to you? The soul has 7 dimensions. The soul is the mind, the emotions, the will, the intellect, the understanding, the conscious, and the subconscious. Those are the 7 dimensions of the soul. But I want to just focus on the mind, the emotions, the will, and the understanding. Guess what? Your soul has so many different dimensions to it. When you are going through any situation and storm, the first thing that you want to do is, of course, get out of the emotional part of your soul and get into the place where you identify what God is trying to do in your life. You identify or uncover, listen, what is God trying to show me in the midst of this? Right? And sometimes it could be a little hazy. It's kind of like any storm. I don't know about you, but I was in several hurricanes, and the most notable one is Hurricane Andrew in 1990 something. It was a Category 5 hurricane. Okay. Everything was leveled after that hurricane. And let me tell you something, driving through that hurricane force winds and rains, you can't see anything. And sometimes in the storm, you can't figure out anything, but you have to anchor your soul, anchor your mind when you don't understand it, when you can't comprehend it. You've got to know the truth is God says all things are working together for your good. That means the situation that you're in is going to all eventually work out for you. And so you can't allow your emotions to say, you know what, I'm done with this. No, you've got to weather the storm based on the anchor that this is going to work out. Come on, y'all. This is going to work out. And so step number 2 in elevating and just rising above the storm is anchoring your soul in truth. What is that area that you are being developed in? What is that area that you've got to understand that is plaguing you, that God is saying, listen, I need you to put away your childish behavior. I need you to put away the way you're supposed to, the old ways of working. And I need you to adopt a new way. You've got to anchor your soul in the new way. You've got to anchor your soul in the new path. Come on, y'all. As we grow, we're evolving. Well, at least we're supposed to. And so when you are evolving and you are beginning to become that better version, or I like to say it, the highest level of who you're supposed to be, you've got to put away some old patterns and old ways of operating. So that's the second thing, is you anchor your soul in the truth. And the third thing is this. This is my favorite part, y'all. This is my favorite part, because you got to become stronger. You got to become focused, more resilient. So let's take, for example, let's say God is dealing with you in the area of your emotions. Let's say you are the type of person that you flip out the mouth. All of a sudden, you're quick to snap back. You're quick to clap back. You're quick, you know what I mean, to tell people what time it is. And God is saying, listen, where I'm taking you, you cannot be so fast to react, but you've got to learn how to respond. You have to respond with ability, right? And so God is teaching you how to be patient. He is teaching you how to learn what battles to fight. And so you have to be focused on the assignment through this season. You've got to become stronger. That willpower to, instead of trying to clap back every single time, to say, okay, I'm going to hold my tongue. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to let the Lord go before me. I'm just going to hold my peace and hold my tongue. Do you understand? That's a muscle, and that's a discipline that you have to develop, especially that's not a natural inclination or a natural strength of yours. Okay, it was not. Can I be 100 with you? I like to clap back. As a matter of fact, if you knew the old Malene, I was a straight up bully, straight up. I'm coming at you. I was a warrior, a fighter, and I would fight for every little thing. Ridiculous, right? A waste of energy. But it's the youth. I was young, I was strong, and I was like, yo, I can fight. I'm about to take you out. Literally. If I was a gangster, I probably wouldn't be here today. Because I was that gangster. I was 38 hot. I had the pistol in my hand. I was ready to go. If I was a gangster. But your girl wasn't. Okay? I'm just saying. But as I begin to grow and as I begin to develop, I realize being so quick at the mouth and being so fast to react and to always defend myself was not the best um, answer for every situation. I had to mature and become patient and learn when to respond and when to be silent and learn which battles God was going to fight with me and which battles I need to stand up for myself. And so God used a storm in my life, a situation where I was in a cult for 10 years. He used that situation to develop me. Now, going through it, I thought I was going to die. But it was not for my death, but it was for God to refine me and develop me so that one day I would be sitting in front of a camera talking to you on YouTube on how you too can weather the storm, how you too can rise above every situation, how you can allow God to restore your mind, restore your heart, and be better than you were 10, 15 years ago. And so I'm here today as a living witness. I'm here today to teach you guys not things that I've been taught out of a book, but things that I've learned through the experience of life. And I can say it with fire and I can say it with conviction because I know this thing works. I'm not telling you something I read. I'm telling you something I lived. And so if you want to experience the success that's in God, the success that's in your faith, the success that's in our life through the word, listen, you got to get focused. You got to get focused. You've got to pinpoint the area that God wants you to be developed in. And you know what? You got to humble yourself. Humility is a huge part of it because, we like to say, I'm good. Our people, we like to say that. No, I'm good. No, I got this. Sometimes you got to reach out for help and say, you know what? I need somebody in my life that can see what I don't see. And I would humble myself to learn from them, to grow from them, and to take my life to the next level. And so the third point that I want you to understand is this. You got to become stronger. You got to be focused. You got to be resilient. You've got to train your mind. You've got to train your emotions. Listen, I don't know if anybody has ever told you that before, but you've got to train your mind how to think in a way that's beneficial to you. If you're the kind of person that you're always self-critical, you're always negative and very hard on yourself, I'm talking to you, my sisters. Listen, if you're the kind of person that you are very hard on yourself, guess what? God is saying to you today, and I'm saying to you today, you've got to train yourself to think better about yourself. Because there is a treasure within you. God put all these great things inside of you. And if you're hard on yourself, you'll never be able to uncover and discover the treasure he put inside of you because you're so hard on yourself. Okay? And so today, I want you to become focused in 2023. Things are going to happen. We saw it in the very second day of the year. I don't know if you're NFL, if you watch football, but there was this very prominent NFL, the very first Monday Night Football game, a young man suffered a cardiac arrest on the football field in the first quarter. Do you think that's coincidence? That is a wake-up call to the world that's watching. Life can go like this. And so you and I, we must be focused on what we're supposed to accomplish in our lives. And we got to get to it. Come on, stop second guessing yourself. Stop second guessing what you're here to do. If you don't know, listen, let me tell you something. God is in the business of revealing purpose. Okay? You ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open to you. Follow that formula and I guarantee you, you're going to seek and find the purpose that God has for your life. But it always starts with personal development. We look at the life of Jesus. Let's just break it down. People talk about him all the time, but guess what? At the age of 12, he said, he came into a realization. He's like, man, I got to be about my Father's business. And guess what? We didn't hear anything about him for 18 years. Do you know why? Those 18 years, he was being developed for 3 years of work. Think about that. That's a lot of development. And so don't be mad if you 5 years in, 3 years in. Understand this. If God has a great ministry or a great plan for you or a great business for you that's going to change lives, allow yourselves to be developed. And don't cut corners, because the more that you're developed, the stronger your business is, the stronger your ministry or whatever he's called you to do, the stronger it's going to be, and the more impact it's going to have in this world. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I've been being developed for 15 years. For 15 years, I've been allowing God to change me. And it's paying off. I'm seeing the fruit of it. I see when people come and they share their struggles and they share their whatever they're going through, and I have an opportunity to coach them. I love to see the transformation, but that transformation can only happen because of the 15 years that I put in. I put the work in, and it's showing. To God be the glory. It's not on me. It's not on me. It's on God. All right, so let's move on. So you got to be stronger, focused, and more resilient. And this is the last thing that I want you to understand today. You've got to rehearse the end result. What is the end result? Boom. God wants to prosper you. That's it. The storm is there to really prosper you. But you're probably thinking, Malene, that sounds crazy. Yes, it does. Thank you for confirming how I feel. It does sound crazy. But he uses every situation to develop you. He uses every situation to make you sharper, to make you more intuitive, to make you more sensitive. He uses all of it. But how do we go through life in a space where we are consistently growing? What we have to do is, first of all, you got to surround yourself with people who are like-minded. You've got to connect, and especially on this online space, you have to be very selective who you follow online, because you want that energy, you want that information to always uplift and empower you, right? And you always want to rehearse the words that God spoke into your life. There's some things he told you in private that are not for public consumption. That private worship or that private connection is for your development. You got to keep that sacred. You know, in the world that we live in today, it feels like nothing is sacred. But I want to employ to you, and I want to tell you something. There are certain things in your life that you have to keep sacred. There are certain relationships that you have to look at it as sacred. And so if you look at it as sacred, you're not going to allow people to just deal with it and talk about it and handle it any kind of way. Y'all feel me? You understand what I'm saying? If you understand where I'm coming from, put a 1 in the comments. I want you all to really just grasp, man, just what I'm saying and how this is going to change your life. You know, we always talk about 2023 and the new year, new me, and blah, 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 and all these things that we want to accomplish. But understand this, if we are proactive, and if we know that things and trials and troubles are coming, they're coming, and we're ready for it, listen, you can really leap over walls. You can leap over situations. And this year, I declared over my life, this year is going to be a quantum leap year for me. And it will be a quantum leap year for you as you proactively ready for the things that are coming ahead of you. Boom. I see you, Kathy Ann. I see you, Patrick. I see you, Stacy. Yes. You guys are, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Okay. Let's go. And so today, storms are coming. Can I say that prophetically? Can I say that just as a friend? Can I say that as a coach? Storms are coming in your life, but you're going to be ready. Here's an opportunity. You can listen to this. Then that's the beautiful thing about putting these things on YouTube. You can listen to this over and over again and be like, oh man, she hit it on the head. This is what I need to do at this point. Why? The reason why is because God will put a word in my heart. And then for me to deliver it, I don't know who it's for at times, but I'm supposed to deliver it. And when I do, Stacy comes on, Patrick comes on, Kathy Ann comes on, Amelia comes on, hears the word, and that word changes your life. So don't take for granted the opportunity that you have. This is what I have to do. But Patrick, what do you have to do? Stacy, what do you have to do? What is God telling you to do? What are you supposed to, what word do you have to deliver? What message do you have to deliver? Because every single one of us have a message, and it's being developed in some of us. And some of us, we're in a season of learning. Learn with all your heart. Learn with all your energy, with all your strength. Because after you learn, then you got to lead. Okay? And you can take that to the bank, because you are not learning just to pile up information. You are learning because you are being prepared to lead. All right. That's all I got for you today. That's it. That's all I got for you today. These are the principles that you can follow, the keys that you can follow, so you can rise above the storms in 2023. This year, I declare that you will have a quantum leap year. No matter what, you will have a quantum leap year, because you're going to put into practice the things that you learn. I'm in a season where, listen, and this is just honestly, I'm in so many different, not so many, but about 2 or 3 specific groups to learn. I mean, God is just putting me in a position where I have to soak up a lot of information and impartation. Why? Because there's going to come a season where I've got to pour it out, and I'm going to be ready, and you're going to be ready. And listen, I'm excited that you're joining me here today. I just want to announce to every single one of you, in the end of February, I'm going to be launching my self-mastery boot camp. And for 5 weeks, we're going in. I'm going to teach you about the mindset mastery, emotional mastery, communication mastery, relational mastery, and leadership mastery. These are the 5 pillars of self-mastery that I need to teach and I need to deliver. And from this self-mastery boot camp, I declare that you will go further. I declare that you will do more, have more, and be more, and operate at the highest level of your life, because that's what God wants us to do. No more playing small. Not us, not me, not you. We're not playing small this year. This time we're going big. And I'm excited about your journey. Listen, if that's you, if you're interested in learning more about the Self-Mastery Bootcamp, just put bootcamp in the comments and I will reach out to you and provide you a link for more information. As a matter of fact, after this broadcast is over, I'm going to put the link in the description. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a part. Join me every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we dive into Mastery Mondays. It's all about self-mastery and how we can develop ourselves to live at our highest potential. Thank you guys. So glad that you joined me today. Stay locked in, because 2023 is your year of the quantum leap. Be blessed. This is Coach Malene Robinson signing off for today. Talk with you guys soon. Bye for now.